Hello everyone, I'm excited to be doing this again. It's been quite a long time. I took off for spring break, but actually it's been closer to like 6 months, about 6 months, because I took off late winter time, beginning of March, and most of summer, because now here we are back in September. Returning from our second break, and the stories to tell are basically the same as they were last time. Last time I recorded a video, hurricanes are coming, and that seems to be the circumstances this year as well. However, last year, I don't even remember the name at the moment, but that hurricane came directly to Central Florida and hit Orlando, where I live. This year, Hurricane Florence is at the moment a Cat 4 storm, and it looks like it's going to hit the southeast coast, but actually there's already warnings been issued for I think states north of South Carolina, including, I believe, Maryland. I'm not following it too closely. I think here in Florida we're out of the woods. I'm relieved about that, and I do wish everyone well who is in the path of the storm. So I don't want to go into that any more than I already have. I'd like to be able to talk about something different this year. Actually, I didn't want to start out with anything too incredibly heavy. I wanted to keep it kind of light and fun. So I compiled a bunch of wacky news stories. Those are always fun to discuss. These are stories that have been in the news since we last met. So I'd like to cover at least one for the months of April through August, which were months where I did not record anything. All of them have to do with news stories here in Florida, but I do want to begin with one that is not really a Florida news story, and that is one news story that was, I don't know if actually it became news or the date had to do with the month of April. But April 23rd was a very special date. That was another date that was projected to be doomsday. So I'm happy to announce that I survived that. I am alive and well, and if you're watching, so are you. And we made it. I don't know why people keep making these predictions never come true. I will admit that around 2010, 2011, as we approached 2012, the day that the calendar was supposed to end, or something like that, they were predicting doom and gloom for 2012. I think it was December or something, 2012. I don't remember the exact date, but that date came and went. Nothing happened. But, you know, I was a little worried, I will admit, but I did not quit my job and, you know, pack up my things and try to, you know, build a fallout shelter, you know, or anything like that. But really, I feel sorry for people that are suckers and buy into these ridiculous stories that the world is going to come to an end. You know, bad things happen, people die, and sometimes people die en masse, you know, like these hurricanes. And there's also a lot of, you know, forest fires in California and earthquakes, and there's all kinds of things that go on like that. And who knows, maybe someday we will become extinct, but I don't believe that if it happens in our lifetime, I don't foresee it. But if something like that were to happen, I don't believe that it's something, you know, directed by God. You know, that just defies the logic to me. I just do not think God would destroy people. But anyway, That was kind of silly. It was predicted by David Mead, a numerologist. So that was supposed to be April 23rd, and here we are today, September 10th. So in May, a woman in St. Augustine was arrested. She was parked on the side of the road, and the police came and arrested her, and in her purse was crystal meth. She was arrested for that, and her name was Crystal Methvin. So that's kind of ironic. If you're going to be engaging in criminal activity, what I like about these criminals is that they're stupid. Why would you park on the side of the road? Why? What was she doing? I don't know. That I don't know. But all I know is if you are in possession of drugs, you don't want to be acting suspiciously and parking on the side of the road, illegally parking on the side of the road, which is, I assume, which is what she was doing. But anyway, Crystal Methvin doing time for being in possession of crystal meth. Then in June, this happened in Miami. A man called 911 as he was riding down I-95 on the hood of his car. Okay, now for those of you that don't know I-95, it connects, I think, the northeast part of our country to the southeast part of the country. And it's interstate. People drive like 70 miles per hour. So this guy's holding on to the hood of his car, and this woman is driving his car down the street. She ended up getting arrested. No news as to whether they were known to each other. All I know is this: if you want my car that bad, I'm not going to jump on the hood of my car to try to hang on to it. I'm just not going to do that. I mean, I don't know what the circumstances are that led up to that, but I'm sure he wasn't already lying on the hood of his car when she got in and decided to drive away. But very odd indeed. All right, so then in July, this is even more bizarre, and again, Miami, only in Miami. All right, an armless, homeless man stabs a man with a pair of scissors. Now, how is that possible? The man used his feet. Yeah. Supposedly, I don't know why he did, but my recollection of the story was the men, there was two men. One got stabbed, and the other man was the buddy of the guy who got stabbed. And according to them, they were asking this man for directions. Why would you ask a homeless person for directions? They don't go anywhere. Just kind of hang around where they're at. And I have a feeling they were probably harassing this guy. No one stabs somebody merely for asking them for directions somewhere. So, really odd story. All right, and then in August, a naked, drunk, high guy sets his house on fire trying to bake cookies in a George Foreman grill. All right, if you've been drinking and if you're high, you don't cook. All right, throw a frozen dinner into your microwave. All right, or call Uber Eats or something. But you don't start cooking, and of all things, cookies in a George Foreman grill. Really, really bizarre. So anyway, that's the wacky news stories that have happened for the most part here in Florida since we last met. And I want to thank you for listening and for watching and agreeing with the things I say. And if you don't agree, then I want you to continue watching. In time you will. Thanks again. We're done.